Hi, I'm Kona Cat, and today I'm going to show you how to set up and play Santa's Workshop. There are two sets of rules to the game. There's a standard and an advanced. Today I'm going to show you how to set up and play the standard set. Regardless of your play style, it plays 2 to 5 players, ages 6 and up. For the standard set of rules, I think it is a wonderful introduction to worker placement. So if you're unfamiliar with it, this is a great game to get your family, some friends that may not understand how to play some deeper, heavier games. This is a lovely version to get you into it. And if you're a seasoned player, it's still fun. And I think the production value of this game is beautiful. The artwork's beautiful. The components are beautiful. You will not regret getting your hands on this game. I love it. You've seen it in the unboxing, all the lovely components in it. So I will get this started and show you how to set up and play. I'm going to show you a quick setup for the standard rules of Santa's Workshop. The setup is the same regardless of number of players. So I will get us started here and show you real quick how to get things set up. First, we're going to start with the green side of the board. The board has two sides. There's a green side and a red side. Green side is the standard rules board, so that's what we're going to use for here. We're going to get Santa's meeple out here. That's this little guy. He goes on December 19th on this little Santa track up here. We have all these ornaments. You're going to flip them face down and put all of them on the tree spot right here in the middle. We are going to set up our toys. We're going to shuffle all of the notes to Santa and shuffle those. Keep those near the mailroom here and put 6 out on the corresponding spots out here. Up here we have the reindeer stables. Again, we're going to shuffle the reindeer cards up. We're going to keep those near the reindeer stables, have 3 face up in their corresponding spots out here. We have our starting tokens on the 0 spot. We have our player boards. Player boards, as you also have a front and a back for advanced and standard. So the standard side has the tree on it, and we're going to put our little elf meeples on their corresponding spots here. We're going to give 2 toys to each player that's playing. And next to the board, we're going to have Santa's sleigh all ready to go over here. And then near the board also, we're going to have all the materials. We're going to have the metal here, fabric, wood, and our assembly tokens. And that is the setup for the standard rules. Now that I have the game set up, I will give a brief overview on how to play with the standard rules. This is a worker placement game, so you are going to be placing your workers here out onto the board out here to make things happen, score points along the way. On this game, we're going to be building toys, taking care of reindeers, hanging ornaments, and collecting the most Christmas cheer along the way. So I'm going to go over everything on the board first. Just to get you familiar with everything. Over here are all the material shops you can go to. You can get fabric, you can get wood, you can get metal. Down here is the assembly production line for blueprints so that you can build your toys. These are all the resources to build your toys as well. And this middle spot is the Christmas tree. You're going to be taking these ornaments and hanging them on your personal tree here. This middle spot is a donation pile, which I'll explain how materials get into the donation. This is the mailroom where you can get all the toy requests to work on yourself in your workshop. Up here is the reindeer stables, where we're going to be collecting all the different reindeers if we can. So each spot has these spaces here that you can see for one worker. These spots that are a little more open allow for more than one worker to be placed. Now, a lot of this game is going to be building toys, so I'm going to show you a little bit of the toy cards here. Up here is the point value of each toy. Down here is what you need to collect to build the toy. So for our workers, we are going to send one of them out to this first spot here. We'll get 2 of the fabrics here. And we are going to place them immediately on one of our toy cards so that we can work on building it. Now, once you choose which toy your materials will be used for, you cannot move them in between other toys. And any leftover that you collected will go into the donation pile. So let's say I send a second player out. I gather 3. I got 4. I gather 3. This toy lets me place 1. I have 2 left over since I have no other toys, and these will go up in the donation pile up here. Now, because I placed a second worker, the player who has the first worker would get a victory point. So we would move this up the track here. And each time you place and there's previous workers there, those players would get victory points. So let's say green placed a worker here. I would get 2 victory points since my 2 red are there. If green was here and I place my red, green and red would each get a victory point. And that goes for all of the material shops and the assembly. When we go to the Christmas tree here, we could send one of our workers out to the Christmas tree. You get to pick an ornament. Each ornament has a different value reward on the back. This one would give me 3 victory points. And then you would also place your ornament on your tree right here. You can pick any spot you want. So let's say I'd pick another 3. I want another 3 points. I'm going to hang that there. So I would get a total of 6 points for placing that there. And then we have a spot up at our donation tree. If you decide to go to the donation spot, you can take every material that is left over there, but only if you can place it on a toy card. So anything you cannot place on a toy card, you cannot take, but you can take anything else. Now when we go to the mail room over here, this first spot, only 1 worker can be placed at, but this second one, multiple workers can be placed at. We can take up to 3 toy cards or 2 toy cards here. And when you take a toy card, you take 1, you can add it to your pile. You would replace it right away. You also have the option to take off the top of the deck if you choose to do that, but you can pick up to 3. In your toy workshop, you can only have 5 toy cards to work on at a time. You cannot discard any, so be careful which ones you choose to work with. If you have 5 cards, you cannot visit the mailroom. If you have less than 5 cards, you can go to either spot on the mailroom and choose up to the 5 card limit that you can have for toys. Now, when you complete building one of your toys, let's say here we have our 2 medals and our assembly. Let's say we got all of these. You will, in real time, you will complete it. So as soon as it's complete, it doesn't count as anything towards your turn, but as soon as you complete it, you're gonna turn in all the materials you used to build it. You're gonna take the 5 victory points immediately, and you're gonna flip it over as complete. Last but not least, we have our stables up here. We're gonna send our worker up to the stables. The first spot on the reindeer track, you can get 2 of any resources here. You can get 2 of the same, 2 unique, whatever you want to do here. The second and third spot let you get one of these materials. And you're going to pick whatever reindeer you want to get. I'm going to take Prancer here. He's looking very prancy. You're going to take him. You're going to keep him secret, flip him over, keep him private here, and then reset that spot when your turn is over. Once all the workers have been placed, we are going to move on to the next day. When we move on to the next day, all of your workers come back home here to their spots. We reset the stables here, so all of the reindeer get moved to the bottom of the deck, and we add 3 more new ones up here. Santa up here moves over to the next day on the 20th, and the first player token gets moved to the next player. Now this game does play in 6 rounds, so we're gonna do this 6 times. When we get to the end of the 3rd round, we are going to end the day, but also have a Santa inspection. Santa's inspection is to see who has gathered the most Christmas cheer so far. So to count who has the most Christmas cheer, you are going to count the number of completed toys for each person, in addition to the number of ornaments on the tree. So right now I would have 2 for my Christmas cheer points. I have 1 ornament, 1 completed toy. If I were the highest person with Christmas cheer, I would get 8 points. If I'm the second highest, I would get 4. Third would get 2, and fourth would get 1. Any of your completed toys at the end of this third spot here, they all go into Santa's sleigh to get ready to be delivered. And then we're ready to move on to the next 3 days before Christmas. Now, again, everything's going to keep playing that way. When we get to December 24th, we'll have one final inspection for Christmas cheer. You're going to count the toys you completed from the last time to now. So these don't count towards your count, but the ornaments will count again towards your Christmas cheer, regardless of whether you played them in the last 3 rounds or the last 6 rounds. And then we move on to end of game scoring. The last few points that we need to score up for the end of the game are unfinished toys. So any tokens that are on a set of toys that haven't been completed each get 1 point. So this tea set, since I only have 2 fabric on there, that would give me 2 points. And then you would get points for your reindeers. For each different reindeer you will get points listed, and they're listed out here on the slider here. So if I have 1 reindeer, I get 3 points. If I have 2 different reindeers, let's say I have Prancer and Velvet here. If I have Prancer and Velvet, I would get 6 points. And if I had 2 of the same, let's say I have Velvet, and I would get an extra 2 points for having 1 of the same kind. So you'll always be scoring points for your reindeer cards. You definitely get more points for having different reindeer, but if you have some extras of the same, you'll still get points for that too. And then the player with the most points wins the game. If there's a tie, the player with the most reindeer cards is the winner. And if there's still a tie, there is a shared victory. And that's everything I can show you on how to set up and play for the standard set of rules for Santa's Workshop. And I will see you next time for the advanced set. Bye!